Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Star Traders Frontiers. Yeah, that title is just so bad. Come on, guys, you can do better than that. If you can design a game as I get you, there were past games that you didn't put this much depth into, and they were mobile games, so you gave it a silly name like Star Traders colon something. And this is just a following of that, and you want to keep your customer base. Come on, change your fucking name. That's so bad. It's so bad. Star Traders, like trading's like the. In any case, I clicked on a button I'd never clicked before. Here's an overview of my ship. That's pretty cool. I've got the scout cutter, firepower by range. This is useful information for me. So we're best from long range, which obviously, that's. My plan is to keep us from at long range because we're trying to run away. But it's good that that's what we want. We want to be best at longer ranges because if we get close, the bigger ships will just wreck us. And then it's interesting to me if we're at 4, 3, or 1, we're just straight up dead. So that's awesome. That's like an awesome, cool little graph. I love graphs. I'm a huge nerd. I love graphs. Large components, we have an engine and a cargo. Medium components, a bridge, a hyperwarp, and a quarters. Small components, all this junk. We're level 7 spy on hard difficulty. I assume the hard difficulty comes with the fights so far. As far as everything else, we haven't run it. I guess the spying was pretty hard, right? We almost failed that, or we did fail it a couple times. What's a dry dock? Examine and locate ships that we have stored in starports. Okay, it's dry dock. We can store ships. There's a captain's log and ship components, which it looks like it's just more information about these things. So that's pretty cool. Good nice little overview. We were in this planet, and we were about to go talk to Captain Fane and say, "Hey, what's up, bro? We're totally on your side. We'll help you out however we can." If it turns out, whoopsie. If it turns out your niece, daughter, actually did blow that up, maybe we'll change our minds. But until then, we're on your side, and we want all the benefits. I already forgot the voices. I'm going to do that every single time. Captain, I am glad to see you've returned. Let me apologize for my outburst. I should have known that Estelle would value her political neutrality over helping my family, even after all these years. I believe, my prince, that while she is hell-bent on playing the impartiality card, she is not wrong. 18 Char holds compelling evidence against your daughter. We have seen some of it ourselves. The arbiter did leave a report with some details, enough to see what is coming. I can see that you're not done fighting, Prince Fane. No, far from it. Valentia's life is at stake today, but that won't be the end of it. Princess Aitan's ambitions go far beyond that. This will be a trying time for the Fane cohort. I hope that you will stick by us now. There is much work to be done. This case is far from settled. Let's talk to old Valencia. The tour with Brockstrom did not turn out as planned. It's nothing new, Captain. This entire affair has been sinking in the biowaste pit from the beginning. Alright, convince me, Valencia. We had hoped on our tour with the Arbiter might fish it out. No such luck. I only wish I had smelled the stink earlier. What were you doing at the High Wind? For years, our cohort has been trying to reach an agreement with 18 Char over a technology exchange. Our right chart scientists have developed a prototype of a high-efficiency hyperwarp engine. The meeting at the Highwind would have given the Fang cohort the first look at exactly what research they had to trade. Did you bomb the Highwind military installation? I am glad we can be frank with each other. I give my word that I am not responsible for the bombing. However, I could believe that a trader aboard my ship, the Medusa, snuck multiple explosives onto the orbital station. If that ends up being the case, I had no knowledge of it at the time, and yet I may suffer the retribution for it. See, I believe that. Not only based, at face value, but to metagame a little bit. It's not just going to be the entire story of this game is just not going to be two not families, just like two groups of people just like pissing on each other. There's got to be like a greater threat, right? Some kind of faction trying to take over or something. Underground faction or as is classic in these game-based things, intelligent machines, obviously. Big classic. I want to say, yeah. So that wasn't in Space Rangers 2, I don't think. I actually don't even remember what the story in Space Rangers 2 was. I just enjoyed like flying around and doing the stupid little text adventures. That's something this game is really missing, is you don't have like the flight mechanics you have in Space Rangers 2. I did really enjoy that aspect of it, and I was gonna say I don't really typically enjoy that, but that's not true. In space games, I love just like flying around. Who doesn't? If you don't, then why are you playing the fucking space game? Am I right? No, stop. One day you'll agree with me. You suspect a traitor? When will you? What will you do if you are found guilty? You had no knowledge of what technology the Highland scientists were researching. I'm sure that Prince Caligan has this well in hand. Let's find out about the technology. Every faction, family, and cohort jealously guards their research and secrets. Technology is constantly in motion, Captain, and it is the greatest economic or military advantage one can gain. So it was well concealed, whatever it was. Perhaps others knew. Perhaps Caligan knew. I did not, and still do not know what they had planned to reveal. The most I knew was the identify of their science. That says identify. You can't blame me for that one. Of their chief scientist, Aldo Bastille. Evidently, he and the other scientists involved in the project lived on the Highwind year-round. As a security measure, I'm sure. For their own protection, but also to safeguard their research. Atin Char claimed that Aldo Bastiel was the primary target of the bombing. Absurd. The entire Highwind was destroyed, along with the years of research it must have contained. No one single man is that brilliant. Or is he? You suspect a traitor among your crew? It is far past suspicion at this point. I have reason to believe there is another hand pulling strings in this mess. As I suggested, oh yeah. That's what he said. Ignore that. After the bombing, my crew started to jump ship at every turn. It was not a surprise. They all knew returning with me would mean prison bars and tough questions. Prison bars? That is quite a weird way to say that. Every crew member who stuck with me has been detained and interrogated since my return. My father's intelligence corps is looking for a culprit. Yeah, okay. By all accounts, someone aboard your ship is responsible for the bombing, so they are all suspects. Except that the guilty crew would have jumped ship long before our return. Caligan has been looking for them, but his hands are tied. He has to play by the rules, else risk the case going up in flames. But me, on the other hand... I am thinking of one man of particular interest. His name is Calby Demore. Okay, sounds good to me. I'll go get him. Let's stop talking now. I don't need 50 more lines of text to go get him. The Independent... Oh, I'm sorry. I fucked it all up because I was trying to get ahead of the game here. I've known for some time that he is a Huna agent. The Independent Revolutionaries? The one and only. Someone flat out called them terrorists. Why did you tolerate Calb if you thought he was Huna? I only had suspicions at first. Then, once I was sure, I wanted to keep my enemy close. It was better to know the Huna in the mix, than to distrust everyone. But I did not know his intentions or what they had planned. Why would the Hana want to destroy the Highwind? We've already discovered their name right away, of the group that I knew existed. Oh, thank you. They weren't machines, though, unfortunately. But that could still happen. Like so many others, the Hana hid behind Saloon law. They claim that the syndicates and great houses have abandoned Saloon and his laws. They claim we have twisted the laws to our own ends. Are we going to get, like, some idea of what these laws actually are? Or are they just, like, are we supposed to assume they're just, like, our constitution or something? I've heard the Hana are a thorn in the side of all powerful families. Main forces, myself included, have clashed with the freedom fighters and Hana sleeper cells more than a few times. They are not to be trifled with. They're tough fighters, and they live by principles. I respect them for that. So perhaps the High Wind is an attempt to gain revenge on the entire Fang cohort. Or they were trying to harm Princess Aten Char for another reason completely.
Tell us everything. We will find your man. Oh, yeah.
I have 2 leads to finding Kalb, one better than the other. First, I know the world where he split from my crew. You might be able to pick up his trail there in the Spice Hall. I pause because it's weird to say, like, I know the world, like, instead of I know the state or I know the city. It's a whole world. How am I supposed to find someone on a whole world? Apparently on each world there's only 1 or 2 places to land, so I guess that's how. Also, he used to work for a smuggler I know, Amat Zir. She might be able to point you in the right direction. I know the Hunna were behind the bombing. If we have proof of that, perhaps my name could be cleared. Getting Kalb into your custody would be the first step. I will pay you handsomely to help prove my innocence. Valencia Fane has added an offer for a story mission to the mission list here at the court. We can accept if we are willing to hunt down Kalb the Moor. Alright, we know what you mentioned that we should keep our eyes open. It looks like the case against your sister will go forward. Wow, okay, I apologize. let me take a deep breath here. I'm trying to rush through this because there's been a lot of talking. I want to get into some action, but at the same time I don't know, like, can I leave, do some missions and come back and then all this is the same, or will it have progressed? I don't really know that. And this is another thing I've covered before where the game should really, I don't know how, but games never really present to you their limits because obviously they want to keep them hidden. But I think, like, if it came up and said, like, I think that would be a better tutorial than, like, learning how to move a camera or navigate or right click on something. Be like, alright, so in this game, it's totally cool. Time will not progress if you leave, come back, do some missions, get some money, build up your ship, come back and start doing the story missions. It's not going to progress. So go ahead and do that. And, you know, like, when you make certain decisions, there have been, actually, now that I think about it, there's been a few games that have done stuff like that. I want to say maybe the BioWare games let you know that when time would progress and that type of thing. But I think that type of thing is more important to let the user know. Sorry, I'm talking work talk here now. What is your next play, Prince Callaghan? He's the guy we have to suck up to, right? For what you and Arbiter Brockstorm have shared, this legal case will be hard to win. Aten has so much hard evidence, so we must fight 2 battles. First, we must meet Princess Char head-on in the legal court. We will slow her down, challenge every scrap of evidence, and drag this case through the mud. Second, we must work to petition the higher senior powers of both of our factions. No one wants to see this turn into a duel of assassins except Aten. If we can convince Clan Maklu Mnyomne leadership that this threatens their precious trading network. That's not how I pronounce it. That's how he pronounces it. They may demand Princess Char accept just compensation. You will need a dedicated star trader to negotiate on your behalf and carry messages across the quadrant. The destinations are not near, Captain. I will pay well for the work. Okay, so it seems like we could do like a multi-tiered approach to this siding with a Fane thing, which is pretty cool. It's not just a linear, you know, go find Kalb. I can find Kalb while also doing these things, probably. I don't actually know that. For it to have an impact, you'll need to move quickly and without much delay. Prince Callaghan Fane will now offer us missions that will allow us to influence the outcome of the legal case between his daughter Valencia and Princess Aten Char. Alright, let's go talk to Zet. Now this is our crush. I don't know if you know this, but this is our crush. I've decided, just randomly right now. We like Zet. And we're going to hit on her. And that's sort of our motivation for trusting Fane. We're like, you know, I really like Zet, so surely her family's okay. That's our motivation, okay, guys? Now, that said, I have to pick a really good voice for her.
I hope you have been listening and watching Captain. It's easy to get caught up in the surface storyline. What everyone is talking about, the distraction.
What do you think everyone is missing?
You can honestly say that you aren't skeptical about Aten Char's likely story. Every single soul aboard the Highwind died. Every last record of the secret and potentially illegal research was lost. Not a stitch was recovered or back up somewhere.
Now that you mention it.
But no one is paying attention because there is a legal case and a threat to Valencia's life.
What do you think Aton is trying to hide?
Is it too far-fetched that she bombed her own orbital to make the research disappear?
Oh, Zet, you're just so smart. You're so smart, Zet.
Or perhaps the entire plan was to make Aldo Bastiel disappear.
The chief scientist, Bastiel, you think he didn't die?
Everyone thinks it is hyperbole when you hear about the most brilliant man in the generation. Not with Bastiel. This is no exaggeration. What if he was spirited away to a secret laboratory where he can work out of sight?
You have a lot of conspiracy theories, and that's why I love you.
Because I am looking past their front and their big, loud, legal case. It's a distraction.
We got other pressing matters. If it was true, what do you propose we do about it? Shouldn't we take this to Callaghan? What do you propose we do about it? Since I'm totally on board now.
We need to find proof. I can't rely on the family's intelligence core for this. That is where you come in, Captain. I need you to revisit the world where the Highwind went down. A little clandestine spine.
Oh, yes, you know what I like. You know what I like.
We might pick up a lead on whatever Char is trying to hide. I will pay from my own treasury for your work.
Oh, Zed, you don't have to pay.
Alright, last one, guys. Alright, I promise. Last one. Eric. We'll just, like, skip his because we don't actually care what Eric has to say. Tell us what you're planning, Eric. It is clear what Char is planning, but Aten will reject the compensation. If the judge grants a duel, retribution. I do in fact have a case. Aten does not know that we too will be waiting for a duel of assassins. Pretty sure she can figure that out. You're planning your vengeance against the Char already? The feud between the Char and the Fane is much older than me or my father. Blah blah. I don't care about you, Eric. Tell us how we can help. Aten Char has her son. He's the target. He was commanding a military vessel. The officer was Thomas Vinto, son of the powerful Judge Sayre Vinto. Judge Sayre started a legal case immediately. Arla's defense was that it was an accidental killing. Then how is this case of any use to us? It was a targeted killing. She may be ready to put the case behind her, but we need her to petition the court. If she hesitates, I will match whatever compensation she was going to get from the Char. Credit for credit. We need to prepare. Travel safely. Alright. There, we've done it. We talked to them all. Now let's talk to them all again. No, I'm just kidding. We don't have anything to report. We know what needs to be done. We are considering the important missions. Oh my god, my throat hurts. Alright, let's take some missions here. My cohort needs loyal Star Traders to crisscross the galaxy now more than ever, and we must put pressure on Princess Aton Char if I am to protect my daughter and her heir. Alright, what do we want to do here? Valencia is convinced a Hana operative is aboard her ship. That sounds good. We'll accept this one. And of course we'll accept Zet's. We might as well just accept them all, right? Whatever. On behalf of Prince Fane, we will travel to negotiate with the High Princess Felicity Sinclair. Alright, we'll just accept them all. I thought it might limit us, but it didn't. What is this? Prince Fane wisely sees that the best hope to prevent Princess Aten Char from launching a duel of assassins is pressure from within her own faction. Is there more? For a time, we will act as court couriers for Kelgan Fane, who needs to move evidence, documents, and counselors to and from the case. Alright, we can't do that one. More? More? Jesus. Areas too dangerous or too desolate for human habitation are used by many as staging points for operations. We will explore the wilderness. Sure. Let's just accept everything. Whatever. This mission requires a passenger cabin. Passenger cabin. Passenger cabin. All right. Can we rank up here? Yes, we can. Let's rank up. Can we do it again? Yes, we can. Let's rank up. Let's purchase a trade permit, another trade permit, an edict. We don't need a pardon. Let's purchase some introductions. Let's purchase... Sorry, we've got a lot of goodwill here I gotta expend. Okay. Alright. I know this was long, and we did a lot of talking, but that's part of the game, you know? It's just gonna happen. So next time, we will go... We've got a shit ton of missions queued up here. So we will start doing it. We've got a few within the galaxy. We've got some way out of the galaxy. We will figure out what's going on next time. Bye.